Welcome to another episode of Doing Life Radio. I am Sam.
And I'm Joyce. We're a married couple living in South Jersey, talking about all things life.
And today's section of life we're talking about is fitness.
Yeah, we're talking about fitness programs for someone who doesn't currently work out.
We all have to start somewhere. We're going to share our journey with you and maybe some tips to get you started. So we'd appreciate it if you'd like and share. If you comment on our page, our Facebook or Instagram page, we'll reply. If you want to email us some tips of your own, you'll hear a whole bunch of information through here, and we'd love to hear back from you. So don't be afraid to like us and share us. So here we are, Doing Life Radio. Okay, welcome back to another Doing Life Radio, and today we're talking about working out.
Yeah, we're talking specifically about working out from nothing, from the beginning. So this is really for someone who isn't working out now, but they would like to be, and they don't know how to start.
Right, and we actually, one of the few things that we have going on in our lives is we might actually be quote unquote experts in this area because we're not the hardcore workout person. No. And we're still trying to figure this journey out, I guess. So
yeah, I would say that's fair. I mean, we are at the gym regularly, but we're still figuring out kind of what we enjoy doing. Right. When we first started our journey at the gym, we did everything together, and we were following a program that told us exactly what we ought to be doing, which I highly recommend, and we'll get to that, finding a program that gives you exactly what to do. And then when we finished that program, we found we really enjoyed doing different things at the gym, and now we've kind of gone our separate ways when we go into the gym.
It was easy in the beginning. I think one of the first things I guess not one of the first things, we might be jumping the gun, but it's so much better to do it with somebody.
Yes.
So if you're making a decision that you need to work out or you need to take some steps forward, it doesn't matter how independent or how strong a person you are. Yeah. When you have someone to do it with, it just makes things so much better.
And it holds you accountable because when you decide by yourself, like I'm going to start working out 3 days a week, but you haven't told anyone, that morning comes and it's awfully comfy in bed and it's just too easy to keep hitting snooze and, well, I'll just start it next week and then I'll start it next week. So you need to have somebody to hold you accountable.
Yeah, and someone to struggle with, someone to just walk through all these things, someone to help figure things out together. And, we'll dive into this a little bit more. But if you're just starting out and you're looking at like a book or a video, and it's hard to align yourself up with the way you're doing the weights or the exercise, like to do it with the right structure, you almost definitely have to have someone else to be like, well, what you're doing right now doesn't look like what they're doing on YouTube. Because you may feel like you got it all lined up, but you're chicken winging and all that, and you can do a lot of damage if you don't do with proper form. So you got to really be careful on that.
We're just telling everyone around you that you're starting something, May 1st, so that people say, "Hey, how's that program going that you've started?" You want to talk about it as much as possible so that you are forced to be held accountable.
So let's make that our first point. If you want to get started on something and you made a decision, okay, I am going to begin working out for whatever reason you're deciding to do that, first thing you need to do is set a start date.
Right.
By such and such
and
date,
don't make that date today because you're going to need a little bit of time to prepare.
Right. And that's the other thing too. I guess that would be the second thing.
We'll get to that. But the first thing is pick a day, mark it on the calendar. Yeah. Tell as many people as you can that you're starting on that day.
Put it out 2, 3, 4, a month away, 2 months away. So our story is early. Well, let's back up even further. You have more of a journey through working out and really the ebbs and flows of in and out of diets and in and out of working out. So where, I know, the last year we've been more committed to it. But I think more people can identify with where you were before this past year. So
I did a lot of Beachbody, which I know is very popular now, and I enjoy doing Beachbody videos.
Beachbody is kind of connected with P90X in that realm.
So they have any kind of video you could ever want, and that was sort of how I was very intimidated to go to a gym. So I wanted to put a DVD in and do the program, whether it was a 60-day, 90-day, whatever. But it was really hard to maintain through the program because I was doing it by myself. I wasn't doing it with a workout buddy, so it did make it a little bit more challenging. And again, if I finished a few minutes early, nobody knew. And toward the end, it got more difficult to stay motivated.
Right. And you did a few different programs. For a brief minute, we talked about it in one of the other things. We did P90X together.
No, we did Power 90.
Power 90. Well, okay, so that's in the same ballpark.
Still Beachbody, yes.
Right. And did that. And again, excellent programs, great programs. And if you're the type of person that can be motivated to be at home, be committed to it, then by all means,
I think it's
jump into it.
Great thing.
But,
yeah. If I can't make it to the gym for whatever reason, I'll still pop in like a P90X video.
You're really
for the
good
day.
about that. Like if there's not, like now, if you can't make it to the gym, you make an alternative option for yourself. Whereas I'm just miserable all day long because I can't get to the gym. I don't gravitate towards the videos or anything like that. Like for me, it would never work.
So first thing is pick a date.
Pick a date, put it out there, put it literally put it away, put it a month or two out.
Yeah, I mean, I think a 1 month is plenty of time. 2 weeks probably max.
When we started, it was the SoulCon challenge that kind of kicked in for me. So
but that was a little different because there was a whole book to read.
Correct.
And
right, but the reason what I'm saying is, as far as setting the date goes, I knew on this date I was starting a program. It was going to last me a minimum of 6 weeks. I had built-in partners, buddies to run with that. You were running with me on that. It was a whole program, but the bottom line is I knew mentally for at least 5 to 6 weeks I was starting April 9th, 2018. I knew it was coming. And I started making very, very small steps to prepare myself until then. I think a lot of times what happens is you're like, okay, I'm starting my diet in 1 month. So I have 4 months
gorge
to
myself.
Gorge. Right.
Yeah, don't
That's
do that. That will throw you off. So it'll make it so much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you have to start early, you can continue with your regular diet, but I would slowly start to
like I started to cut back on the pop because I knew that was a bad thing in my life, so I cut back on the pop, and so that was kind of like my first step, and kind of edged out of the sweets and everything moving into that date, knowing that there's going to be a hard break in my life.
Yeah, it'll make it so much easier if you start ahead of time, just slowly, eliminating certain foods,
like
not saying I'm going to start next month. So this month we're going to have Taco Bell every day. Just don't do it.
You're not jumping cold turkey. You're not shocking your system. You're slowly building that out. Okay. So number 1 we're saying is set a date.
Pick a date.
Pick a date. Pick a start date.
Number 2, I would say, is decide what you're going to do.
Right. And that's why you set the date out.
Yeah.
So you have time to plan, research, and find out, and determine really what do you want to accomplish. Are you trying to lose weight? You're trying to increase strength? You're trying to just overall fitness and health? So you can pick a plan.
So I would say if you are a fan of working out at home in front of your TV, which that's what I did for a long time, Beachbody is probably the most well-known and the most well-respected home workout.
And the options they have.
The options are unlimited. You can get DVDs sent to your house, or there's an option where you pay like a monthly fee and then you have access to any of the DVDs.
I'll tell you, one of the things that's going on now that back then you didn't really have was there's so many different apps on the phone, like workout apps on the phone.
That's true.
And they come in, and for a very low subscription price, you can have new exercises sent to you, new coaches every day.
Yeah.
Like for me, I couldn't stand in front of the TV and do the same thing every other day or hear the same voice every other day. And it's not to knock the programs.
Now, see, I disagree because I felt like I got better and better as I started to know what was coming next, and I didn't have to stop and think about it. Like I knew after you've done it so many times, okay, the next exercise is going to be this. I'm going to need these particular weights. So for me, that worked out really well, having that constant structure.
And that's where coming and knowing your type, knowing your personality will work out for you. So when I was running, So when I was running, I had a path marked out, and I knew exactly it was going to be 3.1. I knew what my warm-up was going to be leading up to it. I knew what my cool down was going to be, and it would end up at the house. And I had this exact route. And after the third time running, I'm like,
gotta change.
I need a new route. Yeah. I can't do that routine and that same thing. And that
with the running, again. I'm with you because I don't know.
It's just
you need a new route. Yeah, no.
You need a different dog chasing you
because you're not doing anything different. You're just running.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least with a workout, if you if you're not sure what you're doing, it's better to know what's coming next.
Right. I think that works a lot with like a lot of these videos are more cardio involved and whole body workout involved. There's fewer weights and stuff like that going on.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean, I guess there's not heavy weights going on.
so that's where I kind of want to bring this up. This program, the SoulCon program, and I'm a huge fan of it. We talked about it before. It literally changed my life. So I'm going to talk about it like it changed my life, and it had a big impact. But when it talks about like the working out and how we progressed, like if I went back to do the workout program here now, where I am now, I would be bored out of my mind and I would need more to it. But what this thing did, and what I think is really super important, is it slowly started me down a road of treating my body right, treating my body better. It was not like a lot of times you think, well, I have to have a gym membership. I have to get out and do this. And it's true that a gym membership can help. Just having
for the right person.
Having a financial commitment that you have to hold to. I mean, how long did I have a gym membership and you're like, you need to cancel that thing? And I was like, no, I'll get back to the gym.
Yeah, he was giving money to the gym for years.
Yeah,
before we used
that was
the
my
gym.
charity. They didn't give me a tax receipt on it. But so sometimes that motivation, like you're spending money, so you might as well use it, is out there. And there's lots of gym choices out there. You got to find one that kind of fits your personality. But for this program, we decided, this is what we said, okay, we're going to get a gym membership because there's some things we want to do. But it started off very slow. It was very kind of military minded. It was more about endurance and reps than it was about weight. I think the mistake a lot of people do, especially guys, I'm going to start working out. So they sit down on the bench press, put 45 after 45 on it, get on there, and then they choke themselves because they can't lift up the thing. I think it's guys are so inclined to get bulk, get muscle, and that's the route we're going to go. I actually used to have the mindset that the stronger upper body I had, the bigger I was in my chest and my shoulders, the smaller my stomach would look.
So, I mean, that's kind of true, right?
It is. I mean, it's science, right? It's science.
Science.
Bigger chest, smaller stomach.
But I think what the program did for us, I think what you're trying to say is it instilled discipline. So that's the first thing that, I mean, I guess without this program, I don't know what route we would have taken, but finding a daily discipline is so important because that is what made this different, why we haven't burnt out, why we've continued for it's going to be a year in just a few weeks.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's because it instilled this discipline. So when the alarm clock goes off, we get up and we go to the gym because we have changed our mindset.
Right.
And it takes a long time to do that. And you really have to be passionate about it.
So much easier said than done too. But you have to make hard choices and to make changes and it is discipline. There's a lot of willpower involved. But I heard it. I was listening to another podcast the other day, and he was the wife. Is a wife and husband podcast, and she was referencing to him like, "You're so good at like turning down the pizza and going for the proper snack." And he said the way he said it, and I'm gonna butcher, but he said, "I know if I have that pizza, I'm going to be groggy, but if I swap that pizza out, I'm going to get an extra hour or two to play with my kids. I'm going to get an extra hour or two to walk. Or if I, turn down this fatty, sugary thing, it's going to give me more time to do something else." So basically, he weighed out the value of
which is so hard to do in the moment when you're smelling something delicious. It is so hard to do,
but if you're able, and ultimately, if you're going to make a decision to work out, you're going big picture anyways.
Yeah.
So you have to look big picture. You have to say, okay, big picture. Let's say you make a mistake. You got to say, okay, big picture. I can rectify this. There's plenty of time to right the ship. There's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. And also, big picture. You make every small choice you make adds up to something incredible. And that's really what it came down to. And I'm finding myself now, like, I have a couple little things that, I still would not qualify for anyone's diet as far as dieting is concerned. And I think that kind of corrugates too. I guess that would be another point that we'd have to add in there is a diet. Like you can't just work out without changing.
Well, I guess you could, but it sort of defeats the purpose. You're going to want to eat clean. Yeah.
I don't know if we shared this before, but there's a lady, there was a post I'd read on Facebook. The lady said if on every food item, they put how much you'd have to run to work off the
Yeah,
food. Your
that
food
wouldn't be
choice would be
good.
completely. I think a
Yeah.
Big Mac, I forget how many calories it is, like over 500, 600, 700. You have to run like 10 miles to make up for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So if you could see, all right, I have to work out for 12 hours straight to make up for this food item, that would completely transform the way we picked foods
Yeah.
and went down that road.
Also, I was thinking, we are talking about workout programs. We never got on the bandwagon of like, you have to join this particular nutritional program. Like I know with Beachbody, they have Shakeology
Hmm.
and like these other expensive shakes, which may be wonderful. Don't send me your hate mail. I'm sure they're fantastic. We just never did that, and we made out quite well with just the workouts alone. And I know that when you put yourself out there, especially on Facebook, and you say, hey, I'm starting this workout program, I'm so excited. I promise you, you're going to get a lot of friends coming out of the woodworks telling you, hey, I sell this item. And if you want to lose weight, this is a great
Right.
way to do this. I
Hmm.
have this supplement, I have this shake. And again, I am sure that they are all wonderful, but I don't think you need them. And if you can't afford them, don't do it. I think the best way to do it is to find a clean diet, just regular food that's
Hmm.
real food, and a good workout program. I don't think you need to be spending $100 on shakes and things like that.
Right. That's one of the things like I'm at now. We have not done any quote unquote supplements, or we're not doing like the pre-workout this, the
No.
post-workout this, and I'm sure.
We have a good protein shake.
Correct. But and I'm sure that if we went down that road, it would increase things. But
I have looked into it, and I'm
yeah.
looking into different options,
So,
but
but
I
it
don't
is
know that it's a must. So
correct.
when you start, you get so excited, and you want to be so successful, and I think that's a really ripe time for people to realize that you're
Those
looking for
street
something.
vendors, they
And
smell
I
the
don't
blood
think
in the water.
anybody's trying to get you. That's not what I'm saying
No,
at all.
no.
But I think that we can spend a lot of money trying to find a magic pill. I know I've spent a lot of money trying to find a magic pill, and there isn't a magic pill. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's saying no when you want to say yes to dessert. It's, saying yes to getting out of bed when you want to say no and stay
The
in bed.
magic pill is discipline.
Right.
It's discipline. That's what it really boils down to. You got to be willing to have that. And man, that's hard. It takes time to build into that. The common known theory fact, 21 days to build a habit.
Yeah.
So if you can say for 3 weeks and get an accountability partner, if you're married, make it your spouse or your kids. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they'll keep you
Your
straight.
kids will our kids are brutal on those
Oh,
things.
yeah,
If
they're
we let them know what
rotten.
we want to do, they will stand, how's it going, Dad? Like I made the mistake of telling them I want to learn the uke, and I'm slowly trying to learn the
That would
uke,
be the ukulele.
the ukulele. Yeah, but us
For those who don't speak
right.
uke
Us
slang.
trendy hippie jack guys
Okay.
call it the uke.
Got it.
So I made the mistake of telling them, and they are, how's it going, Dad? How's you doing? How's that song?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. And like, so the other day, and they are like
Yeah,
telling
they'll
your
get on
family,
ya.
that'd be a good motivation factor there. So
Okay, so we've got pick a date.
pick a date, put
Pick
it
what
out
you
there.
want to do.
Pick a plan.
DVDs. Do you want to go to the gym? If you have the financial means and you want to hire a personal trainer, that's also a great option. So whatever option you want to go on.
Right. Now, a lot of people won't pick the gym. Like you said, there was, what was a, they call it gym intimidation.
I did. I
And
get
there
very
is. There
nervous.
really is.
Even still, if I want to do a workout and I'm not sure how to do it, I don't know why. I mean, I'm getting much better, I would say, about being
Oh, yeah, yeah.
self-conscious. I think I've made leaps and bounds. But yeah, I do. Like, I start to freeze up. Like, I don't know what I'm doing,
This
and I
is
look
where
stupid.
a lot of times, and I think we struggle. Like inside every one of us is our junior high selves,
Yeah.
and for some reason, we feel like everyone else is
They're
looking at
looking
us
at me. They're
and
judging me.
judging us. And I mean, from the
Yeah.
things we're wearing to the exercises that we're doing, the exercises
Yeah.
wrong. And I don't really look at anyone else at the gym like that.
No.
So why am I going to assume?
Usually, if I'm looking at someone at the gym, it's like, oh, what are they doing?
Right.
Because maybe I should be doing that.
Always out of the corner of my eye, I'm
Yeah.
watching. There's a few people, you see them, and you get to build like kind of a community when you work out on a regular basis at the same time. And out of the corner of your eye, you're starting to see, all right, what are they doing? What can I implement? And a couple times I've had guys come up to me and offer me suggestions, and
Yeah,
I've had
that's
guys.
outstanding.
Here's the best thing: I've had guys ask me questions. I'm
That's got to
like,
feel good.
oh man, I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, you just lift it like this, and you just do that. Now, of course, you're gonna need lighter weights than I use,
Oh my.
but man, what a feeling!
Yeah.
But no one, I'm telling you, there is no one in your gym, in the gym that you're going to, that is looking at you to fail.
Right.
So if
And
they
if
want,
they are, they shouldn't be there, not
correct.
you.
And with Planet Fitness has the no gym intimidation, no intimidation, no judgment. They have the
I've
no
been
judgment zone.
I've been very happy there, and it's a very inexpensive.
Very happy
It's
with that
$10
gym.
a month.
Yep.
This is definitely not a promo for them by any means. They don't have classes and things, so that might not be the gym for you. I know a lot of people like to go to more of a social gym where you can go take a yoga class or a kickboxing class. If that's what you like, I think that's outstanding. I actually miss that aspect of our
You
gym.
talk
They don't
about that all the
have
time,
that.
doing yoga classes or something
Or any
like
kind
that.
of class. I like someone to tell me what to do when I'm at the gym. But I did finally hire a trainer. So we've been at the gym consistently for about a year before I hired a trainer. And she's a very good friend of mine. So I guess that's why I felt comfortable doing it. But it really made me feel like, okay, good. Yes, this is what I ought to be doing. I guess because she told me this is what you ought to be doing.
That does help.
That does help, yeah. But I really need that sort of validation of, yes, that's how you should do it. Yes, you're doing this correctly. Or no, let's adjust this. Like for me, I feel so much more confident after having her help me out.
Right.
So
And you don't need to get a personal trainer
you
to
don't.
do
Like
those
I said,
things.
we've been going to the gym consistently for a year before I ever had a session with a trainer.
Let's share a little bit of personal story, because what I feel like there might be some individuals listening to this, and really what I hope is you're listening and you're thinking, wow, I want to get something started. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do. And I just want to say, you got to make these steps and get out and do it. We went to the gym with little to no experience of working in a gym. Now, I was in college. I worked out a lot.
You were an athlete.
So I was an athlete.
I was not.
I was a finely tuned machine.
I was not.
Truth be told, like guys my age started, I'm in the best shape of my life. I will never be back in the best shape of my life because I was in college and it was great. I could do amazing things on the basketball court that I can't do anymore. Anyways, but as far as going to the gym goes, we are bug-eyed, looking around. We're the ones that were reading the labels on the machines that show you how to do the workout, like overhand, underhand, pull, push. Like we're watching. We went into the machine. We were those lost puppies in there, not having any idea what to do. So we just started. We just said, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do the best of our abilities. We have cell phones. We YouTube things. We Google it and say, how do I do this exercise? And we studied it. And we worked together, kind of help each other. I mean, I felt like I was kind of coaching you in form a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You were.
Just because you need, the external eyes definitely help out. But like for the first, I would say 2 to 3 months, we were side by side for the most part.
Yeah.
Doing those things.
And it is very uncomfortable the first couple of times. Like that's not just you. It's very uncomfortable. You walk into a gym, you don't know anybody, you don't know if they're looking at you, and you just kind of want to stay on the treadmill or the elliptical. Like that's where I would just be like, I'll just walk on the treadmill for a little bit. But I want to encourage you to try something other than the machines in the back. Get out there, look around, decide if you want to work, maybe arms or legs that day. You can go on Pinterest and search whatever it is you want to work out, and they'll give you nice little workouts. So yeah, I would say that's the second thing. Decide, are you going to do DVDs? Are you going to go to the gym? If you're going to go to the gym, are you going to do classes? Are you going to do a trainer? Or are you going to fly solo or with a friend? And if you're going to fly solo, have a plan. Be ready to go.
Don't walk in there. Like if you're going to do a gym, go there a day before your workout or something like that. Walk around, get the lay of the land, know exactly what you're going to do, what you're going to attack. So we were fortunate to have the SoulCon program, and it walked us through a lot of the exercises that we're going to do. So we're very happy with that, and we were able to branch off of that because we got to know it. The other thing that this did a lot of, and a lot of gyms have, are the machines.
Yeah.
You don't have to go over to the free weight section and start grabbing the 75-pound dumbbells and going to town on it. start with the machines. There's so many different weight increments there that you can. It'll help. It keeps you in proper form.
Yeah.
You can go slow, fast. You can work at your pace on those things.
You could pretty much sit down and know how to do it by looking at the picture,
Yeah.
which is incredibly helpful.
Yeah. So do that. And
But yeah, before you step into the gym, it's very good to know what your plan is. Even if you've just made it a loose thing on Pinterest where like, okay, she's, the model in this picture did this, this, and this. I can start with that and maybe do that 3 times, 4 times, and then you're out the door. But if you walk in and you don't know what you're going to do,
you're gonna walk out faster.
You're gonna walk out a whole lot faster.
Yeah. So you need to have a plan, A to B. This is what I'm going to accomplish today. And if you need to have the same plan 3, 4, 5 days a week until you get comfortable with that, then by all means do that.
Do something.
There's, like I said, there's lots of plans. There's lots of things on lots of apps you can look up, find something that works for you. Eventually, I got to the point where I wanted to start stepping up my game, and I needed to mix it up a little bit more. So I went out and got this. It's like a journal, like a workout journal called the Gym Buddy by Habit Nest, and it really mixed in a whole lot of different routines and changed the way I approach things. Showed me some things I wasn't familiar with, but there's so many different options out there.
And it just changed your workout
changed,
for you, which after a while you're like, I need to change this
up. And you
up.
have to, for your body, you have to mix it up. You have to change things up because your body starts to get into the routine, and you need to stretch and flex your muscles in a different way.
Yeah.
So we have pick a date.
Pick a date, decide what you're going to do.
Have a plan.
Let's see, you need to decide what you're going to wear. So you may need to, so I was saying I personally wouldn't invest in shakes, supplements, pre-workout, post-workout. I would nix that personally. If you think that's going to be the key for you, by all means, purchase those things. But what you have to have are proper shoes, workout attire.
Cannot stress footwear enough. I actually am dealing with an issue because I started running, and I do believe it falls back on the way I run. I run like a Clydesdale, pretty heavy, like a Clydesdale pulling something. I'm a clomper, but having the right footwear. And what I realized recently when I was looking at the shoes I was using for running, I thought they were good running shoes. They're expensive. I invested in them. Expensive on our account. They might not be expensive on someone else's account, but and then I realized the other day, these shoes are a size too big.
Oh my gosh.
So I think what was happening, that along with, like, I have some other issue, but
he's got foot issues.
I have plantar fasciitis, so I'm wrestling with that. I'm hopefully on the tail end of it now. But proper footwear, I mean, I cannot stress that enough. Don't go out in your flip-flops. Don't go out in your Converse. Get something that's going to have support, because when you start working out, you're going to be putting more and more stress on your foot, which then stress on your knees, on your back, especially when you're just starting out. Doesn't matter how light the weights you're doing. That is something you need to invest in, and there's plenty of places where you can get I'm going to say custom fit shoes. That's not really what it is.
Good shoes.
But they'll get you in some good shoes that work for your foot. Yeah.
And you just want to be comfortable in what you're wearing. You want to be able to move around comfortably, and you want to feel good about how you look, just like you would any other day. You don't want to go in your pajamas. You want to go in feeling confident. I like to wear a cute outfit to the gym. Makes me feel more confident.
I like when you wear cute outfits to the gym.
Thanks.
It makes me more confident.
So yeah, I would say, maybe 2 good workout outfits, a great pair of shoes, proper socks. I noticed I was getting calluses on my hands pretty quickly, so we got some like little gloves.
Workout gloves, yeah.
Yeah, workout gloves. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. That's exactly what they're. You Google workout gloves or Amazon workout gloves.
Earbuds. You're gonna definitely, if you want. I mean, there's music playing at the gym, but it's usually horrific music. So, earbuds, so you can listen to us in your cell phone.
Oh, yeah, we'd be a great workout buddy.
Oh, yeah,
go get
it would
it.
be fantastic.
Yes. One more push. Yeah, you can do it. You're doing the best. Wait, put that down. No, stop. Don't.
You can choose your own music. So, yeah, good earbuds. And I would say, and a great water bottle.
Yeah.
One that's pretty easy to lug around with you, and that's big enough to sustain you for an hour or so.
Something to keep your water cool if you want to do that. Like, definitely invest to keep it close by, because you want to keep ingesting water throughout the process. And it's a nice excuse to take a break. Oh, I just need a drink here.
Need some water.
I've done that.
So yeah,
before.
I mean, there's not a huge investment other than if you have to get a gym membership.
Right. Well, I made it easy on myself. Like I have a uniform. We were talking about. I have a uniform, a specific thing. I have 3 shorts and 3 shirts that I rotate through on a regular basis, and Joyce does laundry like every 3rd day, every 1/3 of a day.
I do laundry every day.
That's what I'm saying. Every 1/3 of a day, 1/3 third of a day. There's like a new load going in there. So I always have the same thing. So early on, when I was, shall we say, a little bit more Sam than what I am right now, I had t-shirt, shorts, and they're flexible shorts. They're long like basketball shorts. Once I started to slim down, those shorts became like really ridiculously baggy and actually got in the way of the workouts. So I switched to something a little more form fitting is the wrong word for it, but something that allowed me to do more exercise. So the shorts got shorter, and then I lost the sleeves on my shirts. Like I just went to sleeveless now because I just enjoy the way that feels. And let's call it what it is. There's something about looking in the mirror and seeing, oh, I actually have a muscle.
Yeah, it's so like, very encouraging when you can see a muscle.
If I could grab those mirrors from the gym and put them in my house, I would put them everywhere, and it would look awkward. But man, you just feel like this is great. You're sweating.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of vanity and pride involved in the process, but hey, own it. Like you're making progress. And use it as encouragement.
It's okay to feel good about yourself.
It is totally okay to feel good about yourself. And I believe, too, not to, to throw a spiritual element into it. I believe the Bible tells us to take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies. Yeah. It references over and over again that we are a temple of the Holy Spirit. We should be using our bodies to glorify God. And that's one of the things I really got out of it is, man, if I'm going out there and I'm treating my body, this thing that God gave me personally, I'm the only one that has this body. God gave it to me, and if I'm treating it like junk, like trash, how am I respecting this gift that God has given to me? Now, that is an extreme, and I know there's some people that struggle with things, and I'm by no means implying that if you're struggling with weight or you're struggling with some health issue, something like that you're not glorifying God. No.
Sure.
But for me in my own life, my personal, this is kind of the route that I've taken is this is an investment for me. This is a spiritual discipline investment to kind of go. And that helps me back on that discipline track where it's not just about me.
Well, a lot of people I know struggle with really severe health issues, and that's why they have extra weight or they're on certain medications that they're unable to get off, and so they hold extra weight. We are very fortunate that we don't fall into that category. So we, should be really pushing hard.
Yeah, that's also to finding what you can do, finding something that fits your lane. And so that's kind of
someone who's got fibromyalgia is probably not able to work out at least at a difficult extent. So you have to figure out what can you do and then get moving.
Yeah, something's better than nothing. I think
Always.
that's too. So if you're like, well, I can't commit to this big old plan, take a walk with your
Saturday
family.
mornings. That can be your one day a week where you really, put in a DVD and you get sweat. You got to sweat.
Yeah, you gotta start breathing a little bit heavier. Like exertion, like get your body into a different state of where it's going to be at, and just keep moving along. Again, we're not experts, but we've seen results from just being disciplined and working hard at it. Yeah. Now, diet has to be a part of this.
I think so, or not. I mean, I hate the word diet.
Diet's
I would
the wrong
say
word, but
eating well.
Right. That's when people say, "Well, what'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do?" And I tell them, "Well, discipline. I did discipline. There wasn't any magic diet. We didn't do the Weight Watchers program. We didn't do all these other programs.
Which I've done and it works.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying there wasn't any one particular program where I jumped in and said, this is where it goes. No, I did a disciplined life where I ate well. It's the basics. Ate well, worked out, slept. End of story. That's all we did. And at its core, that's all it is. Now, I might work out more than the average person can.
Well, we also find joy in it, which is the craziest thing. I would have never said that a year ago.
Yeah,
but we do. We find joy in it. As a matter of fact, my girlfriend who has been helping me at the gym, I just can't wait to text her and be like, I killed that workout you gave me today, and it's exciting for me. So
some
if it's
girlfriend, she
not,
texted her, I killed that workout today. And she said, okay, well, let's do something different tomorrow. Here, add all this stuff on there.
She gave me a lot to do.
Great friend.
But yeah, I get excitement out of that, and I get joy out of that. So maybe that's why we're there a little bit more, because we enjoy it.
Right.
And I think that you will get to the point of enjoyment.
Especially when you start seeing results.
Right. When you see results, it is so encouraging.
That's what definitely fired me up. And working at the church and going to church, and people are like, what are you doing? Like, wow, you're wasting away. And then I'm thinking, well, where was I before? Like, so just a single compliment, someone noticing that.
Yeah.
And I think another sidebar, don't concentrate on your weight. Weight is the wrong denominator, I think, and I think that's kind of where everyone's trending now, is to get away from weight is not the all determining factor of what's going on. It's if you need to see, you look at.
So what are you looking for, right? You're looking for.
You're looking for.
How do you feel?
How do you feel? How's
your mood?
Your energy, your mood, how your clothes are fitting.
Exactly.
That ultimately was going to come down to. So over the last year. Well, even less than that. So from April last year till, let's say, November, December, I lost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
50 pounds, lost a ton in my waist and my thighs and everything. I lost it. It looks like it. You can see it.
Yeah.
But I stopped losing weight in December. But coinciding, what's the word?
Coincidentally, I think is correct.
Coinciding, whatever. I stepped up my weight program, my lifting weights program. So now this weight that I've been losing, the fat and stuff like that, things are starting to get converted over to muscle. And that's what everyone, muscle weighs more than fat. That's what people say. And I live by that. But it is very true. So I've stopped losing weight. I'm still hovering around the same 2 or 3 pound, platform that I'm at. But I noticed my body shape is changed. Even now, it's still changing. I'm feeling it change. I'm feeling the way clothes are fitting me. So if I just went on that, I would be in a great state of depression now, because for so long,
it was losing.
And now for the last 4 months,
steady.
So you have to have a different goal other than weight. Now, weight's a good thing. Like, some people, you can easily say, look, I know I need to lose 20 to 30 pounds. I know, and it's going to take you months to get there. Months and months it might take you to get there. Not every body type is different. Every program is different. So you got to be willing to play the long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, and everyone's time commitment, has to be different as well.
Exactly. So,
but yeah, I would agree with how your clothes fit you is a big one. How you feel, much more than what the scale shows.
There's nothing like going out and buying new clothes because
it's the best.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you have to buy new clothes.
Yeah.
You can't walk outside because your pants keep falling down. The belt can only do so much. Yeah. That's a fun
Yeah, I went through a little phase where Sam was like, Joyce, those jeans look terrible on you. It's like, thanks.
That is a dangerous game I was playing. But
I'm down about 20 pounds, and I don't know that I'm losing anymore because I've been steady for a while now. But yeah, it was fun. Although jeans are expensive, so it wasn't super fun. But.
Yeah, that hails back to the last episode we did with fashion. You got to find your one. Find your one good pair of jeans, invest in those things. Well, if you're losing weight, don't invest until you think.
Go to Marshall's for a while.
Yeah, until you've reached your plateau, and then roll on from there.
Yeah.
So what else do we?
So I think the final thing to talk about is goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the end game? Is your goal to feel better? Is your goal to lose a certain amount of weight? Is your goal just to be a good example for your family? Whatever it is, I would say have your big goal in mind, and then break it down into like bite-sized goals, because you want to have some victories, don't you think?
Oh yeah, hands down. So if you go into it blindly, I'm just going to start doing this.
I'm going to go and see what happens.
With no target,
nothing's going to happen.
One, you don't get anything to celebrate.
Yeah.
When we did this program, there was the SoulCon program last year. There was a month straight with no cheating on the diet, no anything like that. But at the end of the first 4 weeks, there was our first official quote unquote cheat day. So this is like,
it was, what was it, feast day they called it?
They called it feast day. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we went to Sakura for feast day. We weren't messing around.
it was so good. It's so worth it. But so there's a different, like, you have to have an agenda out there. Now maybe it's I'm gonna lose 10 to 15 pounds by such and such a day, and you have to push yourself.
And
it's
yes,
hard to
definitely
say that,
push yourself, but be realistic also. You're not going to lose 10 pounds in a week,
No, if you say at the end of 2 months I want to be 10 pounds lighter, or
I think that's pretty realistic, depending on who you are.
Correct. Or like for me, I had cardio goals. So like I picked up running last year.
You wanted to be able to run a 5K in a certain amount of time.
Correct,
So I would
worked
say,
my way up to that.
For example, if your goal is to run a 5K, maybe your first goal is to run 1 mile.
Yeah, just run
Once
1 mile.
you've run a mile, then say, okay, maybe I want to run a mile in a certain amount of time, or now I want to run 2 miles. Just give yourself bite-sized goals that are
great app out there.
accomplishable.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
We're not in this. We're jocks now, so we're not into words. Words escape us. But Couch to 5K.
Yes,
Everyone knows about that.
That's a fantastic app. If you haven't done that,
and it's not necessarily
an
just for 5K,
phone.
But it'll build up your.
Yeah, I think there's even Couch to 10K and Couch to 1 mile. But literally, it goes from I do nothing but sit on the couch to I want to run a 5K, and it really walks you through it. I've done the program and I've run a 5K, and I hate cardio, so it can be done.
Yeah.
You start by literally walking, and then I think it's run a 1 minute, walk 1 minute, or maybe even walk 2 minutes. I mean, it really...
Right. It's a slow... really builds you up there.
Yes, but very quickly, it gets you running. I mean, you're surprised at how quickly you're running.
But the way it's designed is it's perfect. It's a nice
Sneaks
slow
up
go.
on you.
So it's a lot easier to set goals for like cardio, because you say, I want to be able to get to this point, and you can literally time yourself to the goal. I think it's a little bit harder with the weight loss, because the first 10 to 15, they're going to come off if you're committed.
Yeah, I mean,
for the most
depending
part.
on who you are.
Right.
I mean, some people don't have weight to lose.
Correct.
They're just
Maybe
naturally
trying to get into
thinner.
fitness goals. So I guess we're looking at this from, so if you're doing it for weight loss, the first little bit's going to be a little bit easier. Yeah. It's that second round that's going to be, that's where the dedication, the work, where you first saw the weight just flying right off, and now the brakes hit. You kind of got to hit you feel like you have to hit plan B, but you just stay the course. Keep working.
And we have run into that trap where we lost the weight, we were feeling great, and then we kind of like holidays came, or we were at the boardwalk, and we were like, oh, well, we don't really have to be so careful anymore, and then it comes right back on. So it is a daily discipline.
Right.
Now that being said, we do cheat, like we really do.
Cheat, yeah. Well, we are kind of keto. Like that's where we're at.
We try to be very low carb, but we also want to very much enjoy our life. But we're disciplined enough that we can make some enjoyments.
Right. Yeah. So you're not going all in and saying, for the rest of my life, I'm never going to have cake, I'm never going to have pizza, and all that kind of stuff. We're not into that. Not at all. Not committed to that. Now, I'm a little bit more hardline when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I know where I was. Yeah. And I know what my habits were before, and they were bad. I mean, if you follow me at all on Facebook and you're a friend of my life, you're going to look back and see I literally would have sermon prep photos as I'm prepping for a sermon, a big old bottle of Mountain Dew just sitting right there on my desk.
Candy.
And I would proudly, candy, oh man, hot tamales. That's my candy. Love it, love it, love it. Would pound a box of those in a sitting. No problem. So I'd have hot tamales and that, and I would proudly, next to my Bible, this just tells you where my mind is at. Right next to my Bible, sermon prep time with a big old Mountain Dew there. Now, think about it, I can't, but so for me, I have to draw a little bit harder line, because I don't want to.
You don't want to fall back to
I don't want to fall
Gotcha.
back there. But we're having good pizza. Like, that's the other thing too. If you're gonna like go off your diet,
make it worth your
while. Make it worth it. Don't just if it's gonna be pizza, it's going to be good pizza. If it's going to be cake or
and I'm not cheating at home. At home, we want to be as strict as possible. I don't want any of that garbage in my house. But if I'm out to dinner with friends, I'm probably going to be more likely to be like, oh, I'll share a dessert, or because again, we want to enjoy life.
Yeah,
and we're not out to dinner with friends a lot, so it's not a big issue.
Well, that's a whole nother sad podcast that we'll bring up there. Speaking of which, in just a couple of days from this recording, we're actually going out with trainer friend.
Yes,
so we're going to be
having dinner with my friend who also is my trainer.
We're going to be staring at what she orders.
Yeah, we'll see if we're getting dessert that night or not. We'll have to let you know.
It depends on how the workouts go. Try to figure that out. Be like, if they order dessert, we're ordering
getting dessert.
If they don't, we're like, no.
No, we're good. We're totally fine.
We'll stop at Dairy Queen on the way home. We'll make that happen. So that's kind of, like, make a commitment. And now we can be a little more lenient too, because we're at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
So, but we built that into our routine. Our kids know that's happening. We know that's kind of how it works out. And I guess that's another element we got to add to. You got to pick a time and be consistent with it every single day. Like, say, tomorrow I'll work out in the morning.
However many days. If you decide you're going to work out 2 days a week, that's fine. But I would highly recommend you making those 2 days very specific days. Like it's going to be, Thursday and Saturday. Great. Every Thursday and Saturday, you're going to work out, because it gets really tricky when you miss a day and then you don't have another free day to make it up.
Correct. I like how you started out with like 2 days. Don't feel like you have to jump in and 6 days a week, 8 days a week.
1 day a week, one day a week is better than no days a week.
Words.
Stop.
Yeah, like just get started on a routine that you can maintain. Don't pick some incredibly lofty goal. You can always add to it. So, like, I love how you said 2 days a week. I think 2 days should be a good start.
2 and 3 is a very good starting point. One might not be lofty enough.
Early on, when we started this program, I think it was 3-4 days a week. And then there was obviously walking and 5Ks involved on the off days.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So there was cardio there.
There was something to do every day, trust me.
Right. As far as getting out of the house and going to the gym, like what we decided to do, that was where it was at. So,
yeah, I would say tell us what your goals are. Drop it in the comments, and that way you can encourage one another and we can encourage you, and then maybe we can build upon what it seems like people are wanting to do.
Yeah, and we'll be glad to answer questions, because I feel like we're in a very unique spot where we're gym rats, but we're not incredible, like we're not like that dude.
We kind of figured it out, trial and error,
right?
And we're still figuring it out.
So
grateful that a friend has kind of come into my life that's really helping me out in the gym.
I'm still waiting for my friend.
I'm super grateful for that. And Sam helps me out a lot in the gym. I can't stress how much more confidence I've gained.
Yeah, I can attest
just
to that. In
the fact that my clothes fit me nicely, and that I feel like when I walk into the gym, I'm no longer super intimidated. If I gained nothing through this past year, I gained confidence.
We already talked about it before. I definitely have done that, just in the way I need it anymore. And I think some people are like, yeah, great, now he's going to be even louder. But so there's that great quote that's out there, and we'll kind of wrap up with this quote and hopefully you've heard it before, and I don't know where it originated from. I can't find the
I hadn't heard it before, but I love it.
Okay, so and I know the Weight Watchers program uses this quote a lot, but it says, losing weight is hard. Maintaining weight is hard. Staying overweight is hard. So we have to choose your hard. Yeah. Which hard do you want to commit to? And I love that quote. I just think it is so true. Like when the way, like I just flew recently, and it's the first time I've flown since I lost all that weight. Yeah. Just fitting into an airplane and not, I was in the middle seat for a little while before they moved me, because I am 6'4", so they tend to notice.
They like to move him.
I was okay in the middle. Like I didn't have, like, things were a little bit different.
You weren't spilling into other people's seats.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's going to be hard. You got to have some discipline to it. And I think that's ultimately the core. You're going to have to make a choice sometime throughout the day to move forwards for the bigger picture, the bigger good, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right? So I think that's about it.
I think so.
So we'd like to hear your story. If you've been down this journey before, share that with us. Like, we want to celebrate with you. We want to learn from you, to be honest. Like, we're trying to soak up as much information as we can.
And we're going to tell you more about our journey as it continues, because I think we're at kind of a tipping point where we kind of, now we've not figured it out, but we're much more.
Yeah, you're working with a trainer now, so things are going to start progressing a little bit differently. I'm starting to train for these like extreme races, the Tough Mudders, the Savage races.
So we're going to get into a lot of fitness in the podcast soon.
Yeah, I think we're starting developing that a lot more in that. So share your stories with us. You get opportunity to share the podcast, share it out there, comment on us, let us know what you're doing in your walk, in your
daily discipline.
Daily discipline. What's going on? And we're not talking about daily discipline in your children, because we could go on and on about that, right?
That's a whole nother show.
So, hey, thank you so much for joining us. And, hey, tomorrow morning, get up and do something.
That was awkward.
That was awkward.